going on, everybody? Welcome back to the 31 Days of Horror. I am your host, Mood616, and thank you once again for stopping in, guys. Yes, day 31 here on the 31 Days of Horror Volume 5. And yes, it is finally here. Halloween has arrived. First up, I just want to wish everybody a happy Halloween. Be safe out there, you little boys and girls. And to everyone else, just be safe. But yes, Halloween is finally here. It's the happiest day of the year for all of us avid horror fans. And yes, this is what we do all month for, is this day. I absolutely love Halloween. It's like one of my favorite times of the year, man. But it's a little bittersweet though, man, because it's the end of, a beautiful fall season kind of thing. And that just means, November's right around the corner, and that means cold and snowy for me. So it's kind of bittersweet, man. I'd like to really enjoy this, and I'm just thankful it's not like super shitty out today and stuff. So unlike some other places I saw in Chicago, it was like snowing and stuff. I'm like, that's insane. But I digress. So the film in question today is, a Halloween themed film that I usually always do a Halloween themed film every year on, day 31 kind of thing. This year is no different. From 2015, we're going to talk about Tales of Halloween. This one came out in 2015 to mixed reviews. A lot of people were kind of on the fence about it. They thought, it was kind of a mixed bag anthology. But really, what anthology films don't have a little bit of a mixed bag? I kind of expected that too when I first read the premise of this one. It had 11 different directors, 10 shorts, and I was like, man, this one might be kind of a hit and miss, kind of like ABC's at Death kind of thing and stuff. So, but, I've watched this one a few times over the years, and I guess we'll get into my thoughts on this one, after this watch and stuff. So, basically this one starts out with Adrienne Barbeau's character, Stevie Wayne, on the radio, kind of doing this over broadcast of Halloween and stuff, and kind of not really introducing the shorts and stuff, but she's just kind of talking on the radio. I think that was a really, really nice and great homage to, horror in general, just having Adrienne Barbeau do that. I think that was really cool. But the first short on here is called Sweet Tooth, directed by Dave Parker. No, not Mr. Parker from YouTube, but another Dave Parker. Sweet Tooth, or Dave Parker actually directed The Hills Run Red. The Hills Run Red was a slasher film from sometime in the 2000s. It was pretty cool. Had some crazy CG in there and stuff, but the kills were pretty fun though. But anyways, I digress. He did this one called Sweet Tooth. This one's basically about the legend of this boy that was not allowed to eat candy after he trick-or-treated. His parents would send him to his room, but he definitely figured out a way to end up eating his candy. And these are short, so there's not really a whole lot you can say about them, so I'm going to leave the descriptions of the shorts very, very brief. My general thoughts on Sweet Tooth, it's actually one of my favorite shorts on here. I think it's bloody, it's gory, it's a great way to start. It has a great Halloween aesthetic, and I'm probably not going to say that too much, because every one of these shorts actually has a great Halloween aesthetic. Every single one just feels like Halloween, and I think all the directors did a great job of kind of lining up and having the same type of feel to all these shorts and stuff. So, but yeah, Sweet Tooth is awesome, man. It's basically got this little boy who's being babysat by his, this girl in high school, her boyfriend's there. He tells this legend of this kid who wasn't allowed to eat candy, then it just goes haywire from there. It's really awesome. I really enjoyed that. So yeah, that is Sweet Tooth. Next up, we have The Night Billy Raised Hell. Yes, directed by Darren Lynn Bousman, who's most famous for directing Saw 2, 3, and 4, Repo, the Genetic Opera, that very strange musical and stuff. In this one, it's actually kind of cool because this little kid gets duped into playing a trick on this dude's house, or whatever, this house that they always get and stuff. And but what he doesn't know is the devil actually lives in this house, and he kind of kidnaps the kid and takes him out on this journey to do tricks everywhere. It's actually really fucking fun. It's super comical. Definitely one of the few comic ones on here. I mean, there's comedic moments throughout this thing, but this one right here is like straight up comedy. It's kind of goofy and silly and stuff, but some of the pranks that they're pulling and shit is actually really damn fun. I had a blast with The Night That Billy Raised Hell. It's an interesting contrast to the first one, because the first one's like straight horror and stuff like that, and it goes into this comedic element and stuff. So yeah, that's The Night That Billy Raised Hell. Next up, we got Trick, directed by Adam Gurish. who did the Night of the Demons remake, and he also did a film called Fertile Ground, which I do kind of remember digging that one. I did not care for the Night of the Demons remake. If you want to hear more thoughts on that, check out the podcast. I really did not care for that at all. In Trick, it's basically about this group of friends, late 20s, early 30s, just normal adult people, kind of sitting around on Halloween drinking, just waiting for the kids to come and trick-or-treat and stuff. Anyways, this one particular guy gets up to answer the door, and this trick-or-treater stabs the shit out of him, and then it just becomes a fucking bloodbath. These kids are essentially killing off these people. There is a crazy twist in this one, but it's actually really enjoyable. It's something you don't really expect and stuff, and it's actually really fucking fun. It's got my homegirl Tiffany Shepis in it. She doesn't really live that long, but spoiler alert, but that's kind of what you expect from it. But yeah, that one is Trick. Next up is The Weak and the Wicked, directed by Paul Solet. This is actually one of two that I'm not really a big fan of. It's basically about, this group of thugs, these misfits on Halloween that are picking on, weaklings and stuff like that. So they're picking on this one guy, and then he ends up showing them this picture of this demon that he's possibly summoned. They kind of blow it off, they chase him down and stuff, and then all hell just kind of ensues from there. I didn't really care for it though. I felt like, I don't know, I just didn't really care for the actual story of it. Just the way it kind of goes about it and things like that. And actually the demon looks kind of ridiculous in it too, but it's not a horrible short or anything. It just didn't find the mark for myself, which was kind of unfortunate because, the first three I thought were really exciting. Kind of hits a lull right here with The Weak and the Wicked, but, not a horrible short, just not what I was really expecting, so yeah. So after that, we've got Grim Grinning Ghost, directed by Axel Carolyn. Now, she did do a film called Soulmate. I've never seen that one. I know that she is an actress, though. She acted in Doomsday. I do know her from that. But yeah, this one's actually got, what's her face? The old lady. I'm totally forgetting what her name is right now. But anyways, it's basically it's like a ghost story. And, about this cackling ghost and stuff, and she's got a history, whatever. And if you actually look at her, she'll tear out your eyes kind of thing. This one right here actually was the other lull. I mean, I feel like these two shorts back-to-back kind of slowed down the pace of this anthology because they just weren't really that exciting. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I was just very kind of let down by it. It was just, but I will say it actually has one of the best shots in it. Yeah, the girl from, what's her name? I'm trying to remember what her name is. Shit, I can't remember what her freaking name is, man. I'm so bad these days right now. But anyways, it's got such a beautiful shot of her walking down the street. Oh man, the atmosphere in this is absolutely amazing. So, but Grinning Ghost, man, it's very standardized ghost stuff. I just felt like there wasn't a whole lot of thought put into the narrative of the short on this one. So, yeah, that was kind of unfortunate. So, it is what it is. Alright, so moving along here into the next short, the sixth short called Ding Dong, directed by Lucky McKee, who of course is famous for directing May and The Woman, The Woods, All Cheerleaders Must Die, things like that, man. Lucky McKee generally does some really fantastic films. In fact, May is one of my all-time favorites from the 2000s. I love that movie. This short called Ding Dong has to do with Hansel and Gretel. It's very, very bizarre in, typical Lucky McKee fashion. The characters are so freaking weird, man. The wife in this, who's dressed up as the witch from Hansel and Gretel and stuff, she's just so abusive towards her husband and shit. And, the reason why he doesn't end up giving her a kid is just not the reason, but what he does is absolutely ridiculous in this. It's a little bit of annoying because the title Ding Dong, there's kids, ringing the doorbell constantly in this. And it even annoyed my wife. I was watching this last night and she's like, what's with all the fucking door ringing or the doorbell ringing? I'm just like, oh man, shit. But yeah, it's just kind of gets on your nerves. Even though it's pretty short, it's okay. I feel like these three shorts in a row, the last two and this one's a little bit better and stuff, but it just kind of hits this lull and then it kind of picks up for the rest of the anthology. But yeah, that one is, it's all right for what it is by Lucky McKee. Okay, so after Ding Dong, we got This Means War, directed by Andrew Karsh and John Skip. I know they did Monsterland together, a couple years back or something like that. John Skip actually directed the Never Sleep Again documentary, the Nightmare on Elm Street documentary. So But yeah, This Means War is a really interesting one. It's got a great Halloween aesthetic too, man. It's about these two neighbors that are basically feuding about their setups and stuff. This older guy who's been doing it for 20 years is pissed off that this younger guy comes in. He's playing loud music and shit, and they basically just fight to the death. It's actually really funny. It's like a horror version of like a National Lampoon's movie or something like that. It's kind of funny, actually. I really dig it, man. Like the music is like hardcore metal and stuff, but super fun. But I like all the characters. A lot of people in this one and stuff. It's really cool. But yeah, so that's This Means War. Next up, we got Friday the 31st, directed by Mike Mendez, who directed The Convent from 2000, which I really like, that kind of Night of the Demons ripoff. The Grave Dancers, that was part of the 8 Films to Die For, which is a fantastic like 80s throwback ghost story type film. I really enjoyed that. Don't Kill It from a couple years ago, which was fantastic. Really comical stuff. And big ass spiders, things like that. But this one right here, Friday the 31st, obviously is a play on Jason, and it's quite interesting because, you know, it starts out like a Jason slasher film, and then basically aliens show up. It's nuts. It's absolutely cool. I love it. It's gory. It's super fun. Tweet or tweet. So if you've seen this, you know what I'm talking about. It's absolutely a bizarre take on slasher meets kind of alien activity and shit. It's really fun, man. It's actually one of my more favorite ones in here. So yeah, Friday the 31st. All right, so the next one up here is The Ransom of Rusty Rex, directed by Ryan Schifrin, who directed Abominable, a fantastic, you know, kind of Yeti, Bigfoot, Sasquatch type film. This one right here is really funny because it's about these two guys that decide to kidnap this rich guy's kid. And so they do that, and they proceed to call him up, and the dude just hangs up. So they call him back again. They're like, dude, if you want to see your kid again, you know, you're going to have to pay us $5 million. And he's like, not interested, no thanks, you keep him, kind of thing. And then it kind of goes haywire from there. You learn why, you know, the father doesn't want to get back his child and shit. Very fun shit, man. It's like over the top and ridiculous. Kind of funny. I actually really like the kids look in this, if you want to call them that. Pretty fun stuff. And last up for the shorts, we got The Bad Seed, directed by Neil Marshall, of course, who did Dog Soldiers, The Descent, Doomsday. He did the latest Hellboy movie. Neil Marshall's done some really great work in this time. And The Bad Seed is really cool too. It's about this guy that carves out this pumpkin, it comes to life and kills him, and then goes on a rampage and just starts killing everything in sight. There's like a police investigation to get to the bottom of what it is. There's a really funny scene in it too where they call in this guy to, you know, draw the suspect, and he ends up turning around. Here's your suspect, and it's a fucking pumpkin. It's actually really funny. But yeah, another really good one. Actually, one of my more favorite ones in this anthology also. So that essentially is going to wrap up my thoughts on all the shorts. As a whole, I really enjoy this anthology. I think it's got a great Halloween aesthetic. The music's fantastic through it. It just feels super cohesive. One of the cool things about it is if you watch it closely, in certain parts in the anthology, they're watching Night of the Living Dead, and it's certain different parts of the movie and stuff, and it kind of showcases what the timeline is to the movie. So that's kind of one thing that holds this whole thing together. Now, it doesn't have a wraparound story per se, but that's kind of the glue that puts this thing all together. And same with the Adrienne Barbeau, you know, voiceovers and stuff like that, because she's prevalent through it, and it makes it feel cohesive. I think without the full wraparound, it doesn't matter that it's not there, because it has those things that kind of glue it together, and it makes it feel like this interwinding, interchangeable kind of anthology, because you'll see trick-or-treaters in certain angle shots from other shorts that are prevalent in here and stuff, which, like, again, kind of combines the whole thing into one solid film. So, you know, I think they did a really good job with this. I think it's a fantastic anthology. You know, I really do like 7 of the shorts for sure. One of them, Ding Dong, I'm kind of up in the air on. It's okay, but the 2 that I'm really not fond of is The Weak and the Wicked and Grim Grinning Ghost. They're back to back in this, but overall, I think it's a fantastic anthology, and everyone should check it out, man. I mean, really, you can't go wrong with a lot of the directors. They did so many great movies and stuff, and but yeah, you know, good gore, and the theme music to this is fantastic too. So. But top-notch stuff, man. I'm going to give this one about an 8.5 out of 10, solely based on rating, you know, as a whole, you know. Sweet Tooth, Bad Seed, probably my 2 favorite ones on here, and Friday the 31st. Those are definitely my 3 favorite ones out of this whole thing, so. But yeah, that's going to do it for Tales of Halloween, and also the 31 Days of Horror, man. That is that is it. I had a blast doing this, guys. I really did. I'll be back, of course, next year doing this, and I'm not going away this time. I know I've taken long hiatuses through making videos and stuff like that, but I feel like I've got the bug back. It's not even that. My schedule's changed so much over the years, and just certain things in my personal life, and things just get crazy, man. It just happens to all of us. There's no excuses. Everybody understands. But I think things are up on the up again. Podcast is back, making videos regularly and stuff like that. So be on the lookout for more content. And yeah, again, guys, happy Halloween. Be safe out there. Whatever you're doing, walking the streets, drinking, partying, just be safe. Nobody needs to die on Halloween for real, right? But yeah, so check you guys later. And as usual, man, deuces!